Hi, I'm Julia. I just moved to the North Shore of Oahu, seriously only 5 days ago with my husband. We have an Instagram where we post fun tropical photos if you want to check that out. It's AJ Coastal. And today I want to give some of my best tips on how to actually move to Hawaii. Obviously I only know about Oahu and this area, but I'll share them and hopefully it'll help you out. So just a little background, I have always wanted to move to Hawaii. My husband has always said, no, it's not the time, we have to be realistic, but we just graduated college and somehow things lined up, and only about like a month or two ago we actually started looking into it and things just lined up and we ended here. So it was a hard process, but it's definitely not unrealistic. Anyone can do it with just a little bit of work, a little bit of time, and making sure that it's the right fit for you. My number one tip is to skip Zillow and look on Facebook. So just look up the area you're looking for, if that's Honolulu, and then type in housing, and there's going to be different groups that come up. Join a bunch of them and check them every day, every week, however frequently you can, and I'm sure you will find an option, but there's so many more options on there than a normal place like Zillow. Now, while my best tip is definitely to check Facebook, it's not just going to be super easy. It is so competitive here. Everyone wants to live here. It's a small island, so there's not many options, and you just have to work at it. I got my hopes up so many times before I actually found a place that worked. My best advice is just honestly to stay persistent. There might not be something the first day you look, the first week you look, or even the first month you look, and there might just not be houses that meet your requirements, which was a big thing for me, honestly. There was a lot of options, and I could have chosen things earlier than when I actually got my house, which was very last minute, but I just didn't fit for me some places, so I kept looking to try to find a better option, and I found something that was perfect, and it just took a little bit of waiting. Number two is make sure that you're willing to compromise. This is such a special place, but it is definitely not normal, so you're going to be paying a lot more for a lot less. Obviously it depends on your budget, but if you're looking to stay on the lower end of it, you're going to have to get creative. The smallest option are studios, which can run from like $1,000 to $1,300 depending on the range, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, it just depends. And some of them have kitchens, most of them have like a mini fridge, a sink, and a hot plate. Not a lot. We were actually looking at those, but we were really hoping for more of a kitchen, so we chose a different route. Then the more bedrooms you get, like a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, those just keep going up. A 2-bedroom can be over $2,000 a month, so it rises quickly, but what a lot of people do here is they have a house and they split it up, so hopefully you will be able to find an option. What we were able to find is, because we are a couple, we looked at sharing a place with other couples to get down the cost yet still have nice amenities. So we live in a 3-bedroom place that has a recently renovated kitchen, living room area, and that is so nice to have, and we just had to compromise on having to share it with other people, and it's only $900, so it's a really great price and it has a really nice area. I will actually be having a house tour coming up next if you want to check that out. The second thing to keep in mind is having a car here. If that's what you want, there are some areas that you can definitely get around on a bike. For us, we really wanted to take advantage of the fact that we're going to be on Oahu and we want to explore all of it, and we don't just want to be stuck in one area. So I had a car back home, and there are two options if you already have a car. You can ship out your car, or you can just buy a car here. We're from Florida, so on the East Coast, and the place where they ship it out is all the way to the West Coast, so we would have had to either ship it to the West Coast or drive it to the West Coast. And then from California, the price to ship it was about $2,500, so kind of a lot. I don't have the best car, so it wasn't really worth it to spend all that money, especially when one day I might have to ship it back, and it's almost worth more than the car actually is. If you have a nice car, maybe it is worth it to ship it for you and to keep your car and not have to worry about buying another one, but that's really important to keep in mind. So I just left my car here and we actually don't have a car yet. We're in the process of looking for one. So when you're looking for one, again, Facebook is your best friend. There's so many options there. You just gotta look around. We're looking for a really low price range. When you live by the ocean, the breeze just brings in the salt and it rusts everything out. So if you are buying one here, you gotta keep in mind that a lot of them are probably gonna have problems, rust, be a little more worn than they would anywhere else, just like anything on this island is. But it's definitely not a hard process. There's options all over, and you just have to figure out if you want to ship it or buy something here. Obviously too, this is a normal place, so there's bus transportation, you can get Ubers, you can find ways to get around if you don't want a car. If you're looking to get a job or just have to commute anywhere around here, it's important to keep in mind all of your options for transportation, whether that's a bus, a bike, a car. There's definitely options for everyone. The last thing that I'm sure people would want to know about is a job. So unless you're higher up and you can land a job before you come out here, or maybe you are coming out here with a job lined up, which is so lucky, a lot of people on the lower end don't want to hire you unless you are already on the island. Jobs are already short here. Everyone wants a job, everyone needs a job, so they're not going to hire you when you might not even be able to come, and they definitely will pick someone that's already here and ready to work. We actually don't have jobs yet because we knew we were going to do the 2-week quarantine, and so by the end of our 2nd week we're going to start looking and try to line something up, and that's just something you have to keep in mind. Because there's not many jobs in the area, you're going to have to get a little creative and be okay with maybe not working the best job. My thought process coming here is, I'm not coming here for a nice job or to further my career. While that might be nice if that were to happen, I'm coming here for the experience. So for me, it's worth it to be able to be in Hawaii and live this life, and maybe having to work a job that is not really ideal. You can just get odd jobs working at McDonald's, as a cook, in the tourism area, really anything, but they're probably not going to be exactly what you want. So just be okay with that and find whatever works. You might have to get a couple if you need to get a couple, but you can definitely figure it out. When looking for jobs, I would just look on Indeed. There's a lot of options on there and people post listings. Honestly, I'm sure there's a place for it on Facebook. I actually haven't checked, but Facebook is really the holy grail for anything, and really just reach out to those specific places, go to their page, call them, and see if they have an open listing. Hawaii is a small place, and a lot of it is just word of mouth because people are really connected here, so you might find a better opportunity by seeking out a specific place and asking if they have a position open for you. Those are really the only things I thought of and worked through before being able to move here, and I'm actually here. It is such a dream. Hawaii is such a beautiful place, and I know everyone wants the opportunity to live here. It's definitely not for everyone. You have to sacrifice a lot. I don't think anyone really thinks about it when they think of living in Hawaii, but obviously it is expensive. Things are way pricier. It's hard to find jobs. There's just a lot of hard things that you have to be willing to sacrifice in order to make this experience happen. But if you really want it, you can definitely make it happen. It's not out of reach for you, and I hope this information was helpful. I hope some of you can make it happen for yourself if that's really your goal, and stay tuned for more fun Hawaii content.